Well, good afternoon, good morning, and good evening. Our last day, 21 days of remembering how to breathe. I've been showing up for 21 days, guiding you, giving you all the information could possibly conjure up. Hi, Roz. Hi, Judy. Nice to see you. It's so nice to see you all. Hello, my love, Roz. Dearest friends in the United States, in Canada. Oh, I love you all so much. Thank you for your interactions. It's really, really good to feel how liberating it feels to just simply take in that oxygen and now to know what it really is. It's just not that thing that the mind labels as air and something that you don't have to think about. In fact, you don't have to think about it. This is the beauty of how effortless life has really designed this. It is an effortless process of just allowing energy. And now the whole feeling of allowing resonates from the heart. It is not something the mind can actually conjure up and define and conceptualize about. The mind doesn't understand what allowing is. Mind doesn't understand what allowing actually feels like. The mind doesn't know, and we've given it such a hard job all of our lives to give the mind the job of wanting to make things work. Instead, life was not designed to make it work. Life is simply being allowed through us. How? By taking in a deep breath, by allowing that oxygen to create that energy. And chemically and vibrationally, energetically, we change. We are never the same person ever. And if you really understand how it is so, how frequency works, energy, and what really energy is, and that no illness can remain within you if you just simply change your vibration. And by changing your vibration is by breathing consciously. When I stop and breathe, I stop and breathe. Whatever I was doing, I stop. And my consciousness, my conscious awareness is only focused in the inhale and the exhale. I'm being here with the breath. And this is very important. It's not just a matter of the way we were breathing before, the routine of how we were breathing before. We were doing things and we were breathing, shallow breathing, without actually realizing that we are shallow breathing, without actually being there, one with the body. And this is why it's a routine that needs to change. And I implore to you to just make this change. In fact, I've already prepared the event. On the 17th of August, I will show up another month, in a month's time. And I really want you to prove it to yourself. I want you to gauge the progress. I want you to experience the difference when you wake up in the morning and become aware that you're not concerned about the things you used to be concerned about. You're not worried about the things you used to be worried about. You feel more clarity that when a problem arises, you know what it feels like to just be in the place of the solution. You no longer feel trapped. You no longer, all because you have provided the body with the sufficient amount of oxygen. You're allowing it to self-maintain. You're allowing it to self-cleanse. I've put some great reminders in the notes of today, just summing up to remind you. It's basically a nice summary of these 21 days, the focal pointers. And I've also put my daily breathing routine that I do every day. I hope you've created your own and that you won't forget. You won't forget to ever breathe. Remember, oxygen is never stored. It is something that I've now promised myself. What do I want to include in my day every day? And what is not important, That's it. I'm not going to do it anymore. What is important every single day? Number one, breathe. That is what I want in my life. Number two, writing. I just want to find more and more time to write. Okay. Number three is to spend time within me, to become more aware and to expand that awareness so that I can really be here in the present moment. The things I don't want to do anymore, I'm not going to do. To spend time with those people that do appreciate engaging in and exploring within, and no more of the superficial chit chat things. All right, to spend as least amount of time with that, doing the things I enjoy doing. Prioritize. What are you going to do with all this great energy now that you're allowing in? Where are you going to direct it? How are you going to focus it into your reality, into your experience? You're not only changing the inside, you're going to see that inside be reflected outside. This is why it is everything. It is the beginning of everything. You're allowing life to expand. You're allowing by the simple allowing of breath, that conscious deep breathing. And if you're not using your diaphragm, you're not breathing. I'm sorry, it should have a different word. Be in love with this simple process. Life is asking nothing of you, but simply to allow life. Oxygen is life. Oxygen creates energy that expands life, that creates a different version of you all the time. You are the allower of it. You're not the doer. You've never done anything. Life is flowing through you, for you. And just by seeing this from a different perspective, that I am more energy than anything else, and what does energy do and how it is created, changes everything. There's nothing that remains the same, not even the concept of illnesses and diseases. Illnesses and diseases thrive on certain frequencies, very, very low frequencies. And that's why with people that are extremely ill, they actually suggest watch funny movies, laugh more. Why? When you're laughing, you're breathing, you're allowing more oxygen, and you're changing the frequency and the chemistry of your whole body. Therefore, that illness cannot survive there anymore. And just by knowing that, oh, I can heal just by laughing more. You can heal by breathing more. And if laughing will get you to breathe more, hell yeah, laugh more. But I say it's easier to laugh. It feels more effortless to laugh if you're already feeling that lightness, if you're already feeling that effortlessness to actually engage, a good belly laugh. When was the last time that you really laughed? And you didn't know why you were laughing. It just resonated. It felt good. The more the body has energy, the more it will create on its own. It will find things for you to create more. So the happier you are, the happier it will give you events and situations to maintain that. It is self-cleansing. It is self-maintaining. You see? But get the wheel starting, already moving in that direction by consciously you decide, I am going to give myself the energy, I'm going to give myself the oxygen so I don't react to circumstances and events outside. In fact, the very first page of the notes today, it to me is the most fundamental thing. Breathe no matter what. You must provide oxygen to your body no matter what is happening in your reality. You set the tune of how your body is flowing. Not the circumstance and the event, not the outside, because if you do not prepare yourself with that high vibrational tune, you're going to go outside and you're going to hear something you don't like because it hits your belief systems and triggers you, and you hold your breath. I have found that I hold my breath so many times, and I can't even figure out the rhythm of my thoughts, why I'm holding my breath. But I've become aware that I'm holding my breath. And now here that I know, I'm not going to go and try and figure out why I was holding my breath. Doesn't matter. The fact that the celebration is I realized, I became aware, and now I breathe. You see? It is awareness that is expanding. You're expanding, you're becoming more aware of things that before you were unaware of. You see, it's how it's all linked. To become more aware, you need more oxygen. Why? So then you can vibrate higher and become aware of that unconsciousness of yours, of what was actually in the driver's seat. So now you can take the seat of consciousness, the actual awareness. I am aware. Stop and breathe more often. You're engaged less with the mind. It's the mind that keeps reminding you of problems and what to worry about. But if you disengage with the mind and spend more time with your breath, that sticky thought will just unlock itself. So now mind is locked on and it's telling you everything that you need to worry about. And the more you worry, the less you breathe, the more contracted you feel, the more you decide right now, right here, no matter what is happening, no matter what my mind is rambling on about, I'm going to consciously breathe. When you're focused on your breath, there's no way you can engage with anything. And it feels like it's less important every single time. My thoughts are less important because you are now gauging the frequency on your own. When you're vibrating at a different frequency, you are now an antenna attracting a different tune. Just shift. Allow yourself to shift. You'll have a different outlook. You'll have a different perspective. You'll have a different feeling. You'll be lighter. And especially the body will know how to rid itself from toxins. You cannot have all that weight on you. All that weight, that heaviness is a reflection of the heaviness of your thoughts. Shred it, let it go, let the body just work with it. And I have realized that the more I breathe, the more the expectation that I'm feeling better. So the mind follows you. It's like it's a believer. I don't even have to gauge war with it or have a tug of war. The mind just follows it follows me. It's like I'm leading the dance now and the mind's just following me. It's not even arguing with me anymore. It has surrendered to such a degree that clarity is the song of the day now. Clarity, effortlessness, ease. And with that just comes so much joy. Love and joy can just flow naturally, effortlessly, unconditionally. Had I known that breathing was such a mastery of life, I would have wanted to get my degree in breathing itself. It's just transformed everything. Mind, body, soul, clarity, perspectives. When I read a book now, when I watch a video, when I writing has become a pleasure, not a task. Cooking has become a pleasure, not a task. Nothing is a task anymore because now I only choose to do what is in resonance with the vibration I am now emitting because I now am regulating that. I am the one that's regulating. How? By breathing. I love my breathing exercises. I love taking the time. This is my priority. Do I miss the first 20 minutes of the World Cup match? Yes, I did, because breathing was my priority. Right there and then, I felt like that's what I wanted to do. I closed my eyes in front of the TV and I breathed. You resonate, your body asks for it. And when I'm yawning, I appreciate my body. Thank you for taking in the air for me. I must have been engaged. I was a moment of unconsciousness. That's fine. The body now knows to expect more and more oxygen. Isn't it beautiful to have such an intimate relationship in tune, you and the body? You speak with it, you feel it, you can, and the only way to feel your body is to drop into the heart. So you're less time in the mind, you drop into the heart, drop into the heart, drop into the heart. And from here, there is no chatter. There's only truth. Breathe consciously. Deep breathing with your diaphragm. Hi, Richard. Ah, there's Richard as well. Love it. I am leading the dance now. Yes, you are the leaders. You are the leaders. You are the creators. You are the allower. You are the experiencing. You are that allows everything to be experienced. And if you really want to know more about what happens after you've created the energy, after you actually get the sense that you're vibing, if you really want to know more about it, my favorite books are of Joe Dispenza. He has dedicated his whole life to bridging the gap between science and spirituality. I've enjoyed all of his books, and if you're really interested, my favorite book is Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, which I love the title of, and You Are the Placebo, of how effortless it is, the possibility to heal the body if you give it the wonder drug, like we've called it, oxygen, breathing. And meditation is focusing one-minded in the sense that you give a job to the mind, and focusing on your breath quietens it down. And even if it's chit-chatting, but you're focused, you're not engaged in believing in it anymore. And that's important. That's important, that you start to realize and actually experience that you're not the mind. How can I be the mind? How can I be the mind? If I can see it, if I can hear it. And remember, the body and the mind mirror each other. Take that seat, be the leader. You write that song. You get that tune going faster in the mornings. Remind yourself, just do a couple of breaths while you're driving. If you have a pet, while you're walking your dog, while you're petting your cat, while you're washing the dishes, while you're waiting for an elevator. Waiting now is my opportunity. I have to wait. All right, I'll breathe. I've got something to do. I know what to do. You're sitting and listening to your dear friend that just needs to talk. I'm here, but I'm breathing and I'm focused on my breath, because now I am allowing my vibration to rise, and now I am present to my friend at that frequency. So if there is anything that is asked of you, you will have the highest degree of clarity in case there is a question and an answer, a suggestion, or just the presence. The presence, your love frequency is not contaminated or polluted. You are there, present to that friend. Breathe, be the presence. Be present to whatever is. But be your best version. No matter what the mind is saying, oh, but you have problems of your own. Why don't you tell your friend your problems? No, you are the leader. You're the one creating a different reality right now. Your body is now a different person than when the problems were created. Those are not your problems anymore. Keep breathing and you will see solution will come one after another, and another solution, and another solution, and another solution. I had a whole list of things when we arrived back in Europe after the United States, of things that required a solution. And it was just so much fun to write them down, and so this expectation that it will be done. It will be done. In fact, we leave in a couple of weeks' time, and they are all done effortlessly. No fighting against what do you want and why do you want it, and then just allow that energy to create. You are the creator of it all, and how that actually pieces all together. Watch the 21 days again, and you'll see, if you just put into place and see how frequency and your emotions are connected to that, and how everything around you is also frequency and energy. Change your perspective that everything is separate from each other. And then when you put it all, everything is made out of energy. How can anything be separate? While I'm making my bed, cleaning the floors. Good one, Vanessa. Yes, I forgot that. That's a good one. There we go. Okay. Please, in the page at Kusala Consulting, there's a place where you can actually write in, it's under reviews, but if you'd like to share your experience so other people that come along this page or come across these videos can actually see. And what I'd like to do is that show up once a month so you can really gauge your progress, notice the differences, and then you can share. You know what it's like. The more people can accomplish something that before wasn't able to accomplish, there's more of a crowd that says, hang on a minute. If they've seen these amazing changes within themselves simply by taking the time to consciously deep breathe, that can be also for me. Because that's why at the beginning it's so much of an effort, because you're fighting against the mind. Oh, how can breathing change anything? How can laughing change anything? How can the act of breath? Oh, come on. I've got lots more important things to think about. I have to make a living. I have to do this. I have to do that. I have to provide. I've got no time for this nonsense. But if we all slow down and just shift that frequency, you are an energy making machine. You are it. Thinking will not solve anything. If it did, by now we would be living on a paradise planet. Have we looked around? 9 out of 10 people on this planet do not breathe. Are we actually in amazement that things are going the way they're going? We're spewing our anger and our fear everywhere we go. Everyone is being triggered because they're strangling their cells from oxygen, not creating any energy, and operating at such a low level of consciousness that we are unaware of everything. Everyone just thinks of themselves and their little bubble. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. If we just start one at a time, make the difference, show up at the highest level you can possibly show up at, with ease in your heart. Ease, effortlessness, higher frequency. Your body feels better. show up to this world. If you're not spewing anymore, you're littering, you're polluting less. Therefore, it has to be that the level of consciousness will soon rise. And then more people would want to engage with you. Why? When I am with you, I feel so good. And then you teach them, this is my menu, my breathing menu. Would you like it? Would you like to know more? Breathe, change. Let me share what I know, what I've come to experience. Hey, Jude. Hi, Wendy. I see a few people coming online. So I don't really want to waste anybody's time reading the notes because it's just really just reminders and reminders. If you'd like, I will, my daily breathing menu that I sort of find time to do. I enjoy the 4-4, the 10 deep breaths, the slow inhale for 4 counts, holding my breath for 4 counts, and the exhaling for 4 counts, and then holding my breath again for 4 counts before I take in another deep breath. That is my go-to breath. It just gets a rhythm going. It's my center. It's always been that breath I enjoy, my entry point for meditation. I do love that breath. It is my favorite. The goddess breath that we talked about is the one I do as often as possible. Every time I go out, I can actually put my feet on Mother Earth, the ground, in the sand, and I don't know if you've seen the videos, but every time we go fly the drones in the morning, I always put my hands up, taking a deep breath, and with a nice big sigh, my arms come down and just connect with that high vibration, because Mother Earth has the highest vibration. When you connect to it, it changes everything. You are energy, remember. That bikini breath that we talked about, that helps, I do it at least once a day. It's that ratio 1-4-2. So what if you're like inhaling for 4 on a count of 4, then you're holding your breath 4 times as much, and your exhale will be twice as much. I try and do that at least once a day. I succeed basically most of the days unless I'm out doing chores, but I do try and put that in at least once a day. My other one, the Kung Fu breath, I always do it before getting dressed. For some reason, before I put on the clothes that I need to go out on, that's my Kung Fu one. I do a couple of those. The alternating nostril breaths, I do that. I seem to enjoy doing them more at home than anywhere else, because outside, what you doing? So I do those at home when I'm sitting on the couch. Take 20, I do them anywhere I am. That take 20, that you're doing 20 breaths, but you're doing the first 4 in and out, and on the 5th one, you hold for 5, and you exhale for 5, 20. I love doing those. So those are my 6. Remember to focus all your attention on your breath when you're doing it, because if you're thinking about something and you're wanting to breathe at the same time, I find that the rhythm gets off. So don't even try and attempt it. Be there with your breath. It needs to have a rhythm. And only with your presence does the rhythm become a flow. Just get into your own rhythm, all right? So those, I've got 6. I've got 6 breaths that I do on a regular basis every single day. Those have been my favorite. Explore, especially on YouTube, there's quite a lot of people that offer different kind of exercises, and especially in the yoga practice. Some of them I find that I'm not resonating at the moment, because remember, we haven't been breathing correctly for decades. So your muscles, your abdomen, they're not strong as much as you require some of the yoga practices. They need to be firmer. Your diaphragm isn't as flexible as it should be, because we've been breathing with our chest, the futile, shallow breathing. All right. Your ribs, they need to now realize that they can expand to that. So don't force yourself. I would recommend for the next 2 months. So when we meet each other again on the 17th of August and then again on the 17th of September, okay, by then we'll see how we're feeling, and we'll probably see on which breaths are you've changed, you resonate with, you've come across some other breathing books that have expanded your interest. Why not? Because guess what? Mastering your breath is something that you should look into. It's something you're going to do for the rest of your life every single day. And if you're not, you're going to be paying the consequences. So you don't want to go back there. All right? Whoever's been following now for 3 weeks, you've got yourself going with a good rhythm. Keep it up. Let's see where we are next month and the month after that. I will keep showing up because I'm not giving up on this. I will, until my mouth runs dry, I will always speak of how important it is of deep breathing. It changes everything. It stops the pollution. The buck stops with us. If you're breathing, you're helping. Not only you, you're helping everyone, because now you're polluting less. You're showing up at a higher frequency. Your level of consciousness has risen. Your awareness has expanded. You're better for it. Now allow others to remember. And especially children, teach them now. We will have a better and loving generation. There was a synchronicity at yoga class. We go for more numbers of breathing. Whoa. Thank you for sharing that, Judy. Yes, I would recommend, if you can, I love meditating. Meditating has become one of our daily routines. We meditate every day. Meditation isn't only a practice in the lotus position. Once you get the hang of it, you don't need to be sitting in a certain, you can literally meditate anywhere, which is a focus within. So meditation is really, really good to accompany to your breathing. Breathing, conscious breathing, is already a form of meditation. You're keeping your mind occupied while focusing on your breath and allowing that level of consciousness and that level of energy to raise. Okay? Yoga. If you're an active type, you like getting out of the house, you like interacting with other people, go do a class of yoga. Yoga is beautiful, men and women. Not only for the ladies. It is really a fantastic practice. Marie's a believer in yoga. She loves it. So do I. It is transforming. I just couldn't believe when I came across all of this information and researched more and more and more. Your level of expectation on how it is so that this body can be so magnificent, and I was completely unaware of it. And even now, levels of expectation is just, I actually expect something nice is about to happen. What? I don't know, but there's this expectation. There's someone I'm going to meet. I don't know. I just know they're going to be fabulous to interact with. It's this level of expectation that you're not guarding yourself from life anymore. You're more embracing it. That changed as well. Thoughts, you're interacting now with different levels of thought. Why? Because even a thought has a frequency. So now I'm not engaging, I'm not having a party with those pity party thoughts anymore. I'm having a party with high frequency thoughts now. I'm like, whoa, where did that come from? I just had a thought. What if we do that? What if we go there? Inspired action, right? You're not there thinking, what should we do? What should we do? What should we do? No, I don't spend any more time doing that at all. It's just inspired action. while I'm taking a walk, while I'm washing the dishes, while I'm washing the floor, while I'm cooking. Hey, I just had, because now you're at a different frequency. And now thoughts of, it's like birds of the same feather flock together. Well, it goes for the same thing for frequency and energy. You are that. You are creating that. That's what oxygen does. It oxygenates the food and it creates energy. We went through that whole video. It creates, you can see how it does that. Go to any site on the internet. You don't need any more convincing. That's what you do. You create energy and it vibrates. You saw the charts, all right? So how logical is this? How can you not see the logic? If I'm energy and I'm vibrating and I have a different frequency, I'm going to be thinking differently. I'm going to be different. My body now is different from yesterday. I had a pain in the body yesterday. Today's not here anymore. Why? Because it's not the same body as yesterday. So if you're going to have slight physical discomforts, the other day I had a sore elbow. Today it's not sore. Why? Because you're interacting with different frequencies all the time. So if your mind says, oh, you have a flu, it's going to take you 4 days to heal from that. That's just a thought. It's a belief. And it has a frequency. And if you engage with it long enough, it will show you you're right, whether you're right all the time. Whatever you believe to be will be. Because you maintain that frequency. But by breathing, you don't have to do any deciding what to believe or not to believe anymore. You breathe, you create more energy, higher frequency, and now beliefs and thoughts of that will come in. And it will question the ones you've been holding in. That's why those emotions are going to come up. The emotions that you've been stored in the body of a lower frequency will come up so you can release them. Today I said, something came out, your emotions do not define you. And I had to pause a minute. That's what we used to do, huh? If sadness came up, I'm a sad person. No, it's just an energy of sadness that's coming up. It's an emotion. It ain't you. An emotion comes up. Fear. You're not a fearful person. You're not a scaredy cat. You're not a coward. We've labeled all that crap so many times. That ain't true. A feeling of fear came up. It's an energy. The feeling of fear is an energy at a low frequency. Full stop, end of story, get over it. Fear, fine. You felt fear in that moment. You had an experience of fear. Well done. Tick it off. One of the emojis. Let it go. Breathe, raise your frequency. Your emotions do not define you. Your beliefs do not diminish you. You're not diminished if you happen to bump into a belief or a thought that says you cannot do that. It's not you that cannot do it. It's the frequency of that thought that you happen to bump into the thought that had that frequency because you weren't breathing and the thought came out, you can't do this. You cannot do this. They are words. They are a thought that has a frequency. Your thoughts do not diminish you. You do not need to be diminished by the interacting with thoughts. You are not that. You are not thoughts. You are not the mind. You are not the beliefs. You are not the emotions. You are not even the body. It is simply an interaction of what you're bumping into now. Why? That's your tune for now. It's an experience. Have it. And if the experience has made this body cry, let it cry. If this experience has made this body frightened, Let it be frightened. If this experience has made you sad, let there be sadness. They are all versions of the same one light. And the highest frequency is love. And when we diminish them, they are called differently until we get to the one, I am very, very sad. Sadness is a frequency that's been diminished from love. And how do we get to experience all this beautiful pyramid of emotions? You tune to it. You tune to it. But you become the leader, because otherwise, if you don't become the leader, you're going to go outside and then it's just, you're going to be reactive. So you see a little boy crying and now you're feeling so sorry for them. And so now the tune is being decided by outside. Because why? You notice sadness and you held your breath. Oh, now you're not breathing at that rhythm. And now you're creating. Now the body is that frequency. Can you see how amazingly perfect this all is? So what are you saying, Raf? Are you saying that in the morning I could be sad, in the evening I could be laughing? All experiences do not define you. Beliefs do not diminish you. You are not identified by what you think and feel. Thinking and feeling are you tuning to your song. The basis of it all, who you are, is awareness, love, light. Awareness, love, light. Awareness, love, light. All. A-L-L. Awareness, love, light. Awareness, love, light. You are all. Breathe. Hello, Marina. Release while we breathe. Yes. As we said in the very, very first video, our breath is the chief cleansing machine of our body. It gets rid of 70% of our waste, yeah? And it is that which is responsible to release those emotions out of the body, the ones that we've been holding on to because we believe that is what defined us. Our past defined, that happened to me. That experience happened to me, therefore I am that. See things from a different perspective, people. Let them go. You are not that. You're constantly changing every single time, and you want different experiences. We look different, we feel different, we act different, we are different creators. But from the basis that we are infinite potential all the time, infinite possibilities all the time. What do you choose to, if you decide what to choose to place your attention on, and with the sufficient energy that you've allowed through you, there is nothing you cannot experience. When you're not breathing, you're only experiencing heaviness. You're experiencing a very, very low frequency. You are experiencing lack. Only at a certain low frequency can you have the perception of lack. And with lack comes effort. And with effort comes all those beautiful thoughts that say, you cannot do this. You've got to control everything. You've got to make that happen. There is no making happen. Energy creates. And you go for the ride and have the experience. So those thoughts at a low frequency, I must make everything happen. Therefore, the conclusion is I have to control. It's all because you've been futile breathing, shallow breathing, chest breathing. The oxygen didn't get to where it needed to get to in order to create energy. That's all what happened. That's why I keep saying, we're not flawed. We're just simply misinformed. We are not flawed. We're simply misinformed. I am not my fears. Yes. You're not fear. No one is an emotion. It is something that the body feels, because that is the language of the body, feelings, and the language of the mind is thoughts. And a belief is just a thought you've thought more than once, over and over again. So, and you're not that. You're the one experiencing it. You are the awareness that sees it. So don't get all hooked up with these things. I feel fear, therefore I'm a fearful person. No, it's just that's who you've been rendezvousing with, you've been interacting with most of the time, because that is only where you keep your vibration, your frequency, because you don't allow yourself to create more energy. How? By breathing. Breathe. Just start breathing. Breathe. Put as many breath exercises you enjoy most on your beautiful menu. Instead of preparing the menu of what you're going to eat for lunch and dinner, prepare the menu of what energy you're going to be creating. Allow yourself to feel lighter. Allow yourself to feel brighter. Allow it by breathing. In order to breathe, you got to interact less with the mind. Not now, mind, not now. You decide, you be in charge. You take the seat of the driver. You choose your tune before the outside circumstances and events provide them for you. Don't let the outside and other people and circumstances and events and situations, problems out there tune you. You tune you. Oh, I did go over time today, but I did promise that I didn't want to go on. Did I miss a question or anything? I'm sorry. I've not been looking at this. I'm trying to read through the comments. All right, guys. I think I'm going to love and leave you for today. It's been an honor to be here with you guys. I appreciate you watching these videos and sharing them and sharing your experiences. And I'm eager to be here and see what happens in 30 days' time. I will show up August the 17th at 7, unless something changes, but I'll let you know. But my intention is to show up every 30 days. So then we can our perspectives might have changed. We'll see how we're feeling. How has your physical discomforts, have they changed? Have they improved? How do you feel? Your perspective, your awareness, your level of consciousness, what experiences have you started to experience that you've never experienced before? Remember, different levels of energy will provide you with different experiences that will surprise and delight you. Breathe. Your body, how's your body feeling? Discomforts, have they gone? Have you lost any weight? How's your skin, your hair, your nails, other conditions? What happened? Did that rash go away? What happened? Do you know what I mean? So let's follow our progress, all right, with a certain expectation that you are providing the energy. You're bringing the prime materia prima. Okay? You're allowing the body to breathe. You're making time for it. This is your priority now. You've decided that you're not going to pollute this world anymore with lower frequencies. It has enough of it. All right? Become a catalyst. Let's be the generation that changes this around. We stop polluting ourselves with energies and lower levels of consciousness. This world cannot take it anymore. We need to start pumping in some love. Alrighty. I love you all so much. Thank you for tuning in with me, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Marina, Judy, Vanessa, Walter. I can't see any other names. I'm sorry, guys. I love you all so very much. I will see you again on August 17th. I will put the notes up for you now, and keep breathing. Ciao.